Hello everybody, T-Man 1978 here. Today I'm going to be reviewing Transformers Generations Legends class Skrapnel with Reflector. Of course, Skrapnel used to be Shrapnel back in the day in the 80s. He's an Insecticon. And he comes with Reflector here, who really would be Viewfinder from the original G1 toy. Viewfinder was the center robot that formed the Reflector camera, which he transforms, if you can call it transforming, he transforms into a camera. He had two other partners, Spectro and Spyglass, but for this toy, he's just one robot that becomes a camera instead of three robots becoming one camera. A lot of people don't do this, but I'm going to do it, so let me get my bio reading voice together. Reflector and Skrapnel are always on the lookout. Reflector turns his lens on anything, getting a snapshot of enemy movements and stealing Autobots' secrets from long range. Skrapnel is also on the lookout for his next victim. The Insecticon treats every enemy as a welcome excuse to bombard something with blasts of his supercharged electric current. Haha, so he's evil. Now let me get my regular voice back together. And I'm going to open this up to review the actual toys and let you guys see what the toys are inside. Now here we have them out of the package in their alternate modes. I'm going to focus in on Skrapnel first. Skrapnel is an Insecticon. He's a robotic stag beetle. I'll let you see all the angles. This is the underside where you can see all the robot parts if you really look hard enough. Anywho, the only real articulation this guy has in his beetle mode is his pincers can open and close. Now on the old Generation 1, or the old cartoon from the 80s, he used to shoot lasers out of these pincers, and he used to be able to pretty much eat anything, and I guess turn it to their fuel. The Insecticons used to just want to eat everything like a plague of locusts. If you look close enough, you'll see some molded in wheel details on his feet. The original toys had actual wheels on their insect mode that could ride around, but this pretty much does nothing. The legs are pretty static. You pretty much just have to use your imagination. Now I'm going to bring in his now partner, Reflector. Reflector's alternate mode is a camera. And it's a pretty decent little camera. You can see the lens there, which is reflective in the light. But as long as you look at it from this angle, it's a camera. But if you go like this, he's now a robot. Let me try to focus on that. The only real articulation he has in this robot mode is these arms. I don't know if the camera can see it, but he has like little hand details there. Trying to get it. You can see his little face. And he has another third bonus mode. If you flip this up, which becomes a handle, and then bring the feet down, boom, he becomes like a little crossbow weapon. And let me bring Skrapnel back in here. there's a port on Skrapnel's back. You can put Reflector here in his gun mode. And now Skrapnel is a target master beetle. Or you can fold him back like they show in the packaging. And he has a little camera on his back. Basically, it's just a robot laying on his back Or what I've found, or what I tried out, is opening his arms up, pushing his handle back down, wrapping it around his waist. Now he has a camera on his bug back, which is kind of goofy. But I guess if he could shrink down, whatever your imagination wants. If he shrinks down, he has a camera on his back, he can get into small spaces and take pictures. But let me try to get into robot mode for Skrapnel. Okay, first I'm going to remove Reflector, put him off to the side. And I'm going to split his thorax, I believe it's called. Stretch them out, stretch it out there. Move these panels right here to the side. Push this up to become his feet. Move this panel off to the side. Push this foot up. And I'm going to talk about briefly something that Hasbro has been doing recently. They've been putting these little codes right in some obvious spots on the robot mode, which is a nuisance. But I just wanted to talk about that for a split second. Anyway, now, this insect leg, detach it from the back. Detach it from the back right there. It pegs into a little hole right there. And this is the peg. Move it out, which now that's his shoulder. Move that out. Pinch these legs. Well, actually, we could move his robot mode crotch up. Pinch these legs to the back. And grab this panel right here. And bring it all the way down to cover that little gun port. Now bring his little pinches to the side. Bring his arms down, turn them back like this to expose his hands. And now you have Skrapnel in his robot mode. I like him, he's cool. He has decent articulation for a robot this small. I was shocked that he could actually turn his head. And I'm gonna try to focus in on his face. Show off his detail. But as far as articulation, besides his head, his shoulders they're on a ball joint, so he has a good range of motion. Ball jointed elbows, ball jointed hips, ball jointed knees. His legs can raise up that far. The toe, he has toe articulation, but I don't know if he'll really be doing anything with that. And his shoulders can move back because of the transformation. And now let me show you him with Reflector. And now let me show you some things you can do in his robot mode, like transform him into his gun, which looks very similar to his Generation 1, the original Insecticons gun. Now he has extra weapons besides his lightning shoulders. Or, if you wanted to, you could lay him on his, turn him back to camera mode, and have him carrying a camera. But really, it just looks like you're carrying a robot on his back. But what I also discovered, If you bring these hands down just like I did before, slide the hands into Skrapnel's hands. He can now take pictures. Yay! Well, this guy was extremely hard to find. In fact, I didn't even find it. Someone else was shopping and I got them to look for me. And they just happened upon these and I told them that, yeah, I wanted him. But I really like this toy. There's a lot of good posability for a robot this small. And like I was saying, I love that his head even articulates. And if you find them, I would say don't pass up on them. This has been T-Man 1978. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please share, comment, subscribe, like. Anything to just let me know that you actually did like it and enjoy it. That would be nice. See ya.